Yes, how are you, dog lovers, dog trainers, dog owners? Today we are going to talk something about the principles of conditioning dogs or animals at large. You know, most trainers and most dog handlers think that the principle of conditioning starts from classical conditioning, social learning, operant conditioning, negative reinforcement, positive reinforcement, positive punishment, negative punishment. People rush onto misunderstanding where it starts from. But I want to tell you today that the principles of conditioning initially starts from the basic needs, what dogs need in order to perform, and also the basic senses. Eh? What sense dog use? In the basic senses, there's sense of sight, there's sense of smell, there's a sense of auditing, hearing, sense of taste, temperature, pressure, pain, equilibrium. That makes dogs do what? To balance. Internal receptors, and preparation, body balance and movement. There are so many senses that the dog uses. Even vibration. Dogs have to use that in order to perform. That's in the basic senses. Then in the basic needs, there see they need what they need in order to work, like oxygen. Oxygen is the most paramount need of a dog. Without oxygen, a dog cannot work. See, an handler must be able to know the importance of oxygen and what a dog does to acquire oxygen. There is food. Food must be given to the dog in adequate amount such that hunger does not interfere with the task performance. And also water. Water must be given in adequate quantity such that thirst does not interfere with the task performance, trainings and so forth. There's also need for a dog to detect pain. Dog detect different levels of pain. There's need for socialization. Dogs have to socialize in a park. And the duration of socialization between a dog and a handler must be attained, must be acquired such that its vocal communication, petting and praise can be meaningful to the dog as a reward. Detecting pain also trains us to teach dogs to dodge certain what? Pains. Like you can use it for escape training and you combine it with the verbal. And verbal conditioning becomes more emotional painful to the dog. That's what you take up for correction the dog. You see? There are so many things. See? So the needs of the dogs are many. And the prey, hunting for the prey, dog must be able to hunt for the prey. The actual need of playing must not be denied of them. A dog must be allowed to play in the park with the people, or the park will comprise of people or animals. A dog must be happy to work. An unhappy dog does not work. So the principle of condition only initially lies on the basic needs and the basic what? Senses. Before you write to many things, it has brought a lot of confusion in the daily interaction of dogs. Remember, dogs perceive their environment by the use of their senses. That means each time dogs receive information from their brain concerning their environment, and they perceive every day searching for psychological and emotional needs. And especially the time when an organism orients a particular sensory organ towards the stimuli, dogs are compelled. There is a progress that a dog does when it's doing orofocus. Allah must know. So before you learn about the sensory system of working dog, first you have to learn about the sensory spectrum of how it works. Now, number one is threshold. What's the threshold? Threshold is locally the first reaction of any situation. But this reaction will mean the reaction of the measurement on sensitization of dogs. See, but it's the unintensity level at which the stimuli is great enough to produce a response in the measurement of sensation. In its unintensity level required to reactivate a certain particular sensory organ towards the stimuli, and threshold differs from dog to dog, day by day, and sense by sense. That's number one. Number two, absolute threshold. This is a minimum amount of stimuli which is required to lead a dog to an observable response. An absolute threshold is a statistical average of a stimuli which is measured 50 times of the time. It is measured 50% of the time only and only if all outside conditions are controlled. Outside conditions like heat, like humidity, and etc. And threshold differs from dog to dog depending on the capacity of the dog. And from the same dog, from one measurement to the other to the next. So it's very important for the handlers to know the progress, such that you can retrain your dog, you can identify the mission of the dog, you can do anything and handle your dog to reach the source. Otherwise, many people are rolling with this dog like rubber, so long as you can move and sniff. You don't know the response the dog is making, where it's sniffing and so forth. Number three, just noticeable difference. The just noticeable difference is a difference in the intensity that's required by two sources of stimuli, such that dogs can detect them as different. In other words, it's the dog's ability to detect slight changes or differences of changes pertaining to a certain sense. So the ability to detect slight changes is also called difference threshold. Number four, you have to go to response, orienting response. This is the response that occurs. They occur when an organism orients a particular sensory system towards the stimuli. Dogs are always compelled, they react. An orienting response always follows the detection of the stimuli. It does not appear anyhow like that. If you see a dog reacting, that means the stimuli has been detected, thus bringing orienting response. Which orienting response are also called change of behavior. That the handler must know if a dog is changing its behavior. These things are very important. Before you go to the principle of conditioning, people rush and leave out this. We go to saturation point. This is when, now 5, this is when dogs fail to detect anymore, but the stimuli is there. It's because they fail to detect the difference threshold, but the smell or the scent or stimuli is present, but the dog fails to work up to the source. That's when the dog becomes confused. Many times you see dogs being used and they become confused, they don't reach the point. It's because they have failed to detect higher and higher difference threshold. So handlers must note. Then we go to the source. That's about number 6. The source is a point of origin. Dogs always determine the source by first examining the different absolute threshold. They work through the just noticeable difference to reach the point. A handler must be keen enough to look into those progress. Look onto your dog each time. If you are not watching the whole body of your dog, you are wrong. So long as you are not watching the whole body of your dog, you are not correct. Even if you are watching, but you are not keen enough, you are not consistent handler. Watch and see the behavior and read it. The behavior, not the progress before a dog reaches the source. So before dogs reach the source, they have to look and identify absolute threshold. Then they work through the absolute threshold. Then they go to difference threshold or just noticeable difference to the source. This is a message to handlers. Keep on piling on your information. Don't rely in dogs. Don't lie, my dog is good and so forth, and you take these things for granted. You must be able to see the progress of the what? of the sensory work, sensory of the dog, how it works. This is a sensory spectrum, which is included in the principle of condition. Now, by the time you enter in the heart of the principle of condition, you now know. If you do not know this, understand this, you will never be a dog handler. Even a trainer, you will not. Even though you are just a name. Understand the principle of condition by first going back to the basic needs of dog and the basic senses of dog. Know all the senses are how they work. Know what the dog needs for the work. Then come now to the spectrum. Understand absolute stress all. Understand threshold. Just noticeable difference. You go to orienting range post, GNDs, different threshold. Understand those. Then your learning progress will be okay. Even your training programs will be okay. But if you don't know this, please, my brother, forget. So go into this. Go and make search into this. Because this is the message that will make you safe. It's the knowledge that you have to have that makes you safe. Thank you. Mount Sinai Dog Training School, Uganda.